feeling great.
Welcome back as we continue our meditation special series on Light of Knowledge. In our previous episode, we talked about youth, and a little conversation with the youth goes a long way in helping them out with their problems. Today, we are going to discuss another important aspect of our society, the sports players. Sports players bring a lot of happiness to us. It could be temporarily, but nevertheless, they entertain us several days of the week. They're always in the limelight. But at what cost? It comes with a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. So let us talk today about how we can discuss how sports players can be benefited from meditation. To help us with this, we have with us in our studio Dr. Donika. Let us all welcome Dr. Donika. Welcome back to the show, Dr. Donika.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Dr. Donika, as I said in the introduction, sports players are very much in the limelight. And they have a lot of pressure too, be it an individual sport or be it a team sport. So how can a sport player keep his cool under pressure?
This is a very good aspect, and I think meditation plays a very important role in this aspect too. Like other aspects we have discussed about children, about adolescents, about youth. For sports players, yes, meditation makes a lot of difference. As with my personal experience, I can say I had been a player in both individual game as well as team game. I had played nationals in karate, taekwondo, as well as state levels in basketball. So I can understand that these games, somewhere or the other, have a lot of stress when we have to perform. And the level best when we want to perform, there is a lot of stress. Along with it, we see today, especially the sports players, they have to balance a lot. They have to balance with their education, with their family relationships. Along with that, the team spirit they have to maintain.
Can I just ask you a question? What was more difficult for you, performing as an individual player or with the team?
Performing as an individual player is a very easy aspect, we can say, because the whole and soul aspect or the whole and soul role is of ours itself.
That's right.
Yes, but when it comes to the team, we have to have a mutual understanding with the whole team, because here the team spirit is very important. It's not that I have to win, but the we attitude, that we as a whole team have to perform the best. This is the motto we have to have.
Right, right. Recently we watched Olympics, and we got to watch both. We got to watch the team players and we got to watch the individual players. We had read some interviews about some individual players as well. And I remember that some of them said that they came to Brahma Kumaris before going on the tour. And whatever little meditation they had learned at that time actually benefited them.
Yes, that's very true. We had many of the sports players who just have learned the meditation before going to the Olympics. I would like to mention PV Sindhu. She had also learned meditation in Hyderabad, and then she performed the Olympics, and after she won the medal, she won silver medal, and after that she won. She was so very happy. She visited our Brahma Kumaris Center again, and she really thanked a lot to them, because she gave the credit that meditation has changed her thinking, her stress level was reduced, and a lot of balance was maintained with it.
Sports has unfortunately become a power play. People don't play sports necessarily just for the enjoyment, just for the sake of playing the sport. But there is a lot of power play. There's a lot of power aspect involved in it. And that has kind of shifted the focus from enjoying the sport for the sake of the sport to some power that you get from it.
Yes, that's what they think. They are so much emotionally involved with that they are not with the spirit of playing it, but they have the attitude that I have to win by hook or crook. Somewhere or the other, this has made the team spirit or the sportsmanship that initially we used to have to a weaker aspect. Here I would like to mention that meditation awakens ourselves, and there we can have an understanding within myself that I am playing this and this is just a game. And with that game attitude, we are now so much balanced that first of all we are relaxed. We have the motto of winning. It's not that we are losing motto. We have the motto of winning, but along with that I also have the remembrance that I will perform my best. I have to do my work best, but the results I have to live it. I don't have to get stick with the results, or if the results are low, I shouldn't be depressed by it.
I was just thinking that, we always say, it's a cliche again, that life is a game. And these sports players are playing the game in their life.
Yeah.
So they can bring that aspect, if they learn meditation, they can bring that aspect to their personal life and the sport.
Yes, really. And one thing I would like to mention, the exercise they do, daily practice they do, they can start with meditation. This will help them in both. They will be helped with their family relations too, because meditation will somehow or the other have a flow of natural energy, positive energy flowing to their family.
That's
so
right.
the reverse, the family will also give a positive vibration to that sports player. Along with that, we will see that he will have a sportsmanship, and the meditation aspect in the sportsmanship will give him the best performance.
That's true. And this can help avoid a lot of mistakes in terms of, there has been cases of drug abuse in sports players, like, doping, what they call as doping. So if a person learns to meditate, if a sports player learns to meditate, then it can take care of all this doping and cheating that happens sometimes in sports.
He will never have to go to these cheaper aspects, because doing meditation will himself raise to such an level that he himself will find that due to meditation, he has a pure and powerful energy which is driving him to do the best. Yes, and this driving energy, somewhere or the other, makes him visualize his target again and again. Whenever he has to play his matches, whenever he is starting his practice, he just meditates and he visualizes the target. He visualizes that Shiv Baba's blessings, Shiv Baba's power rays, what we saw in the initial sessions, Shiv Baba, or the Supreme Power, Supreme Soul, he is the ocean of power too.
Right.
So he can visualize that those powerful rays, or the power vibrations from Shiv Baba are coming onto him, and he is getting more powerful, and this power in his emotion and his spiritual aspect will flow to the physical aspect too.
That's very true. And I also remember reading that one sports player was asked the reason for his success. He had received continuous gold medals at Olympics. And when he was asked about that, he said that 15 minutes before the sports, he just visualizes winning over and over and over. He'll sit quietly to himself and he'll just visualize that he has gotten a gold medal and he has won. This is one aspect of positivity, filling yourself up with positive thoughts. But what you just mentioned, if we can fill ourselves up with our dear Father's energy, our Supreme Father, if we can fill ourselves up with his energy, it will not limit, the success will not be limited to just the sport, but it will carry on into our life as well.
Yes, it's very true. One thing I would like to mention, it's not that we will always win in the sports. Yes, he has the visualization that he has to win, and with that visualization power, he can win, of course. But when we talk about the initial aspects, the sports person, when he has just entered into the Olympics or entered into the state level or national level matches, it's not that at the very first instance he will be getting success. So here comes the role of meditation. With the initial part itself, if he starts doing meditation, he can gallop that failure too. And from the failure he will learn, he can visualize in meditation that where was there that he made the mistake or where he was lacking. And with this meditation practice, he can slowly and gradually turn that drawback into a power.
That's right. There are some sports in which, we have women teams. But do you think that women, since you yourself have been a sportsman, a sportswoman, I should say, do you think women players experience more stress, or maybe it's more competition from their male counterparts, or is there any more difficult situations that they have to deal with in terms of participating in sports?
Yes, first instance is that many of the women, they want themselves to go to a higher level of sports aspects, but somewhere or the other we see still there is a family understanding that she is a female, so she should be more concerned to her family life, she should be more concerned to her orientation in career itself, and they feel reluctant due to some incidences they see outside too. Some, we can say, bad instances with women, they feel hesitated that the women should not be associated with sports. So first of all, the challenge for the women or a female sports player is to face that circumstance. He should be very firm in his affirmation that I will manage myself and I will do to my best. And here she should have a balance between the family life, along with that the society, what stigma or something like, we can say, her career too. Now here the sports woman, she has meditation in her life. She can find that possibilities which were draining her back, now she can be away from those hardships and she can make herself out of it. Meditation gives her a boosting to get energized with it.
Right. So a sportswoman definitely has a lot on her plate than her male counterpart. What about discrimination? Because it can happen that when we talk about funds, for example, the male sports players will get more funds as opposed to the women. So it's not only balancing your career, your family life, but even being part of a team and playing the sport. Even that can come with a lot of stress, because automatically that's going to anger you. It's the same particular, take example of any particular sport. The male counterparts are getting, more funds, and here we're doing the same thing, but not a whole lot of attention is being given to us.
Yes, somewhere or the other we think the society has not accepted till yet those aspects, and due to all the social circumstances, women are not performing to the level best they can perform. Here I would like to mention, doing regular meditation can boost their performance, and I have seen many of the women, just like we discussed about PV Sindhu, there was one more Olympic player, Sakshi, she was also doing meditation regularly. Here meditation has that aspect that the performance can be boosted, and we don't have to competize with other players. In meditation we see that the competition is with myself. I have to perform to my level best. So initially what I was there, I can see that my performance is becoming better and better day by day.
Sister, a lot of sports comes with injuries, unfortunately, and especially those sports like football, players come in head-to-head contact many times. So injuries is a very real aspect of sports, some sports. How can a player who gets injured, there are different kinds of injuries, obviously, some can recover with a short treatment or a surgery, but then there are those that can turn into chronic.
Yeah.
So how can a sports player deal with that in such a situation? Because here I am, playing this sport wonderfully, and I'm doing really good. All of a sudden I get hit by something or someone, and the next thing I know, I'm in a hospital and I've got some kind of chronic disease.
That's a very good question, sister. I myself have witnessed one practical incident as I was a sports player in Taekwondo, and we were having a match, and one of the player in it was hit so very badly that he had got a very bad fracture of the leg. And he was so very depressed with it that today when we have some physical injury, along with it we also have mental injury too. Because sportsmanship what he was having, he was so very restless that he utilized his power whole into exercise and into that energy of sports, or power was utilized in that. And all of a sudden you come to know that now you have to rest completely for few months, you don't have to move, then it's a very big mental shock for him also.
Right.
In this aspect, meditation definitely plays a very important role, and would like to suggest to all these players not to wait for the injury to happen and then to learn meditation.
Very good message.
Yeah,
yes.
rather we can have meditation right from today. Those who are viewing and those who are not viewing, we can pass on the message to them also, because here we have the sportsmanship with meditation. It soothes our mind, and as psychosomatic aspect what we were talking in initial episodes, here we will have a just short instance that with the healing power of mind, the bodily injuries will also heal faster, and rather he won't be feeling restless. He won't feel that I am not able to utilize my energy, because now he is able to connect with the Supreme Soul, connection with Shiv Baba. Rather this time, or this free time he is having, he can have wonders in the experience of meditation.
Oh, I like that. That's such a positive way of looking at things. Something he would normally not have done, such as meditation. If unfortunately he has this downtime, but he can turn that into something positive, something fortunate.
Yeah. And this is like, we can say, a time which he is gifted to.
Yes.
Because the rest of the time he was not able to do it, or he was not able to connect so very much, or with so much easiness, or so flexibility of time was not affording him. But this incident has given him the time to utilize it for this pure aspect.
It's very, very interesting to note this point, because it does happen where we don't do certain things, we procrastinate. We keep, even if a sports player, for example, wants to meditate, but they'll say, I don't have the time, there's too many things to do, but you turn something negative into positive.
And here I would also like to say that the family part also plays a very important role. Sometimes the family is cooperating that sports player, that you should continue with your sports, or you should play the sports. Sometimes the family has also a negative outlook that, see, we were telling you are wasting your time in the sports, you are doing all these things, instead of that you would have paid to your attention to your education, to your career, you could have been better. Meditation would help him to turn that negative energy into positive energy, because through meditation now he can give positive vibrations to the family. He has to listen that aspect they are telling, but with his positive vibrations to the family, he can heal them too.
That's very true. Also, sister, it has been said that sports does not build character, but it reveals the character. So in this case, if it reveals the character of a person, if a person has been meditating, then it's automatically going to reveal a very strong character, because there have been incidences about character, issues about character when it comes to sports. So if a person who is into sports is also meditating at the same time, then what a wonderful reflection that will have.
Yeah, that's really a wonderful aspect. A person or a sports player, when he is meditating, he will definitely build into a good character, and here he won't have to struggle to make a good sportsmanship or good team spirit. What we were discussing, that the team games, these are now becoming difficult.
It will happen automatically, because he has been meditating, and then this team spirit we talk about, because that's what this meditation is about, right? Helping yourself and then helping others.
And we can visualize that how, if the whole team that's going to represent any of the particular aspect, maybe school, maybe college, maybe state, or maybe a nation, if the whole team is learning meditation, how wonderful aspects it would be creating.
That's very true. That's very true.
The mutual understanding, the connection with the Supreme Soul, and the positive energy reflection can be generated in the whole team. This will help not only to build a good sportsmanship, but also a good team spirit can be maintained with it.
Right. I was just thinking about, anger. It does happen that sport players, they also break out into bouts of anger.
Yeah.
And like everything else, meditation can be of tremendous help with anger as well.
Surely, because when we discussed about meditation initially too, meditation teaches to be in peace with ourselves. So when we are peace in with ourselves, this will definitely help to overcome anger, and then we don't have to fight, or we don't have to struggle for fighting with anger. We don't have to struggle that I have to beat my anger or I have to be away from it, but it will be natural that we will have a peaceful character originally, and we will be having that sportsmanship. It's not that we will lose our power, but at the same time we will not have negative energy for the opponent. We will have a sportsmanship that I have to win, and not that I have to make that person suffer. That's a very important aspect when we see in violent games like taekwondo, karate. Sometimes I have seen that the people or the opponents get so much negative energy that I have to beat him, I have to beat him, I have to win, I have to win, and that is, they create such a negative energy. But meditation over here teaches us that we have to win, but with a sportsmanship quality. It's not we have to make others suffer, or we have to take some negative effects, or we don't have to do any cheating for it.
Right. This is also very important to know, because there can, in our subconscious, without us being aware of it, if there is this attitude of revenge, maybe for some reason, and if that comes out when we're playing our sport, then that can be very detrimental to whether it is an individual sport or a team sport.
You see, sister, the fight in man is more important, and it is given to be preference, not the man in fight. So here, the fight in man means, here I have to be in such a character that I have to give my best performance. I have to hit my target. I have to win. That should be my motto, and my motto shouldn't be that I have to make him lose. We should visualize before starting with the game or before starting with the practice that I have to win, or I have to see myself visualize that I am a winner, and not with that aspect that I have to make others lose. I don't have to make others losers, but I have to make myself a winner. So here we have to build a positive introspection for myself, that I have to be successful and not with the negative aspect.
That's true. And something you said earlier also made a lot of impression on my mind is, this is a fight within.
Yeah.
So if we try to take it out on another person, then it's going to be a lose-lose situation. But if we realize that this is my own fight, and I'm fighting whatever the negatives I have inside me, it's a fight within. If I play with that attitude, then everything that is built up inside won't come out during the play. Definitely. And this will end up being a win-win situation.
Yeah. And this win-win situation will make me at peace and comfort with myself. And you see, when this type of approach is taken in every sports faculty, and we learn meditation and try to practice meditation before doing each and every match, we will find that there would be an atmosphere of peace. There we won't be emotionally unstable, disturbed or depressed or stressed due to it, but we are at peace, and we now have an understanding that this is just a game and we were playing it only for enjoyment and not to be bothered or not to be stressed for.
Right. Normally the coach gives a pep talk to the team, and if they can include a few seconds or a few minutes of meditation, then that will go a long way to help the players out. Thank you for being with us, sister, once again, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Welcome. Shanti.
So friends, we talked about the sports players today, and we realized that in addition to techniques such as visualization, it's not that we have to, but if we bring the power of meditation along with that, then it will go a long way to help us. All the stress and the pressure that comes with sports playing, that leads to either cheating or doping or all other kinds of activities that we regret later on. we can avoid those if we can meditate. So I hope you've enjoyed this meditation special on sports players today. And if you have any questions or concerns, please write to us. Thank you for being with us, and we look forward to seeing you again.